Hey guys, and welcome to another Bob Ross in the Art of Guitar. In today's video I'm going to talk about the guitar that is my go-to guitar. Now if you watch my videos you see that I have a variety of guitars that I use, from a Fender Tele to my Gibson ES-175, my Ibanez semi-hollow, it's an AS-73. Unfortunately that one is not with me at this very moment because it's having some work done. But there's a couple other guitars that I also use from time to time, but this one is the guitar that I continue to go back to, and it is my Gibson Les Paul Gothic. This guitar is a 2000 Gibson Les Paul Gothic. I had gotten this guitar brand new in 2000. And I did look up the serial number on it to verify the year that it was made, and it is a 2000 edition. I started playing guitar in 1999, and the very first guitar that I had was a PV Raptor that I had gotten from a pawn shop. And that guitar is no longer with me. If the story is true, a couple of my buddies had borrowed the guitar and it is no longer usable. From what I hear, I think the neck is snapped on it. So unfortunately I don't have that guitar. But this guitar I'd gotten within about a year of playing. And the gift, and I got this around Christmas time, so yeah, I got this in the fall, Christmas time of 2000, and this guitar was, I just started playing, like I said, within a year, and I was getting really serious about it, and my dad had felt that it would be good to have a good quality instrument. And I remember the reason why I wanted this guitar had to do with the fact that I was really big into Metallica, and if you watch my videos you hear me talk about that. Metallica has been a huge influence on why I started playing. And I had a VHS of Metallica S&M, and I remember that was about the first time that I'd actually seen a video of Metallica playing other than some music videos. So this guitar, the reason for it was because in that VHS, Kirk Hammett has an ESP that is a Les Paul shape. It's solid black. It's a glossy black finish as opposed to this one. This one's more like a matte type finish. And that's the reason why I wanted that. And I being someone who wanted to pursue metal, I felt like it was a great guitar to have. So let me talk about a couple of the things with this guitar. I haven't had a lot done to this instrument. You will notice that I don't know if the camera will really capture this. I'm not going to turn it around where I'll block serial number out. But one of the things that is pretty cool about this is you have Orville Gibson on the back. That's not just a sticker it comes off. That's into the guitar. That's something that people see and ask me about quite a bit, is Orville Gibson on the back. You'll notice that, once again, I don't know, some of these things you're not going to be able to see too well in the camera, but there's nicks all along the top here on the headstock where it has banged up against some things. The back, what you see with the fretboard is where it's the paint is wore down. That is all, and over through here, it's on the edges too. It's a very pretty color, wood underneath. It's a reddish color, it looks like underneath. Very pretty, but this isn't one of those things like I see so often in the stores where you can go and get some sort of a guitar that's already beat up for you, so I guess it looks like you played for a number of years. This is all from playing and the experience of the guitar falling over, from my own stupidity from time to time, and also from having a son who accidentally bumps into it from time to time. And luckily the headstock, you know, it has fell a few times and the headstock has not snapped off. There's not been any damage. You know, very, very lucky that there's been no damage over the years. And the pickups in the guitar are not original. These are DiMarzio. I use DiMarzio PAF Pro in the neck, and I have a tone zone in the bridge. And just recently, I'm happy to say that I endorsed DiMarzio now, and I ordered out some 36th anniversary pickups I'm going to put in my Ibanez. Maybe at some point I'll change these DiMarzios out too, but I really dig the tone in these. You'll notice that there's nothing on the fretboard itself other than a moon and a star, and I wanted it to be completely free of any designs on it, which sometimes when you're teaching that can be a little bit of a hindrance, but not too terribly bad. As far as anything else has been done to it, nothing. I haven't had any other work done to this guitar, and the strings that I use on it are, depending on who you talk to, Diodario or D'Addario, I use 12 gauge round wound with a wound third for the most part. And the reason that this guitar is my go-to is because when I was growing up with the instrument, not growing up with the instrument, but while I was growing as a musician with the instrument, I mean, there's a lot of hours that I've spent with this instrument. So I really have gotten to know this instrument, you know, the ups and downs of it, things that I don't like so much, and mostly all the good things I like about it. It's fairly lightweight. The fretboard is pretty thin. This is not like a lot of the other Gibsons that are extremely heavy, because I have definitely tried out some other Les Pauls, and I couldn't imagine doing some of the gigs that I do with that hanging around my neck for that long of a period. That would be pretty rough. But, you know, this is a fairly light guitar. This instrument I keep going back to over and over and over. Now, I really dig my other guitars. I think the next closest one, I mean, I played the ES-175 a good bit. The Tele, about a year ago, I was really using a lot. There's still some things I want to adjust on that. The Ibanez is probably the next closest thing that I've really dug as far as the tone from the instrument, and hopefully with these DiMarzio pickups that I'm putting into that, it's going to have a really full punch in the sound. And you know, I keep going back to it because no matter the situation, I always find that this guitar will, you know, it's a very versatile instrument. I can do a lot of distorted things with the instrument, and I can also do, you know, the clean tones very well with this instrument, and it has a punch to it as well. And that's something that I dig about the guitar, and I keep coming back to it over and over and over again. So this is my go-to instrument, the Gibson Les Paul Gothic. It's 2000 Gibson Les Paul. And I'd be happy to know, you know, what's your go-to guitar? You know, what's the instrument that you know, although you have other guitars in your collection, it's the one you keep going back to. It's the one that just feels at home every time that you play it. It's you know, it's just like stepping in, I guess, into like an old pair of shoes. It just feels really great to have. You know, it's a very comfortable instrument to play. Leave your comments below. Let me know what your go-to instrument is. And if you like these videos, please like, please subscribe. I know that I haven't been as consistent on getting the videos out. There's been you know, some things going on, which is not a great excuse, but there's some things going on. And one other thing, what are some more topics or things that you would like for me to discuss on this channel? See, with Bob Ross and the Art of Guitar, not only do I want to discuss things like how do I approach tunes or how I see the guitar, you know, those type of questions, but, you know, addressing other bigger questions too, or any topic that you guys might want me to discuss. Once again, thanks for watching, and tune in next week for another Bob Ross and the Art of Guitar video.